back to the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosions as far as the eye can see.
That's right. The one who just said that is Matt Watson, and the one speaking right now is Ryan McGee.
That's right. If you can't tell our voices apart, then you got a lot of videos to watch where you finally will get it ingrained.
It was definitely a lot harder earlier on when we didn't have as good recording mics, I guess.
Yeah, I think the mics contributed, but also my voice is a lot more annoying and nasally than yours, and back then especially, because I pulled up an old podcast recently.
Oh, wow. How was it?
It's fantastic. No, I listened to some early episodes not too long ago. It's the exact same. Like, nothing has changed.
Except for the set.
And
we used to not even have a set.
Yeah, and our ages, because I was 20. I just turned 20 when we started this podcast. Not this podcast, but SuperMega Cast. And you were 21. Now, you are
29.
You'll be 30 in a few months.
I will.
Wow.
And you are
28 and a half. 28 and a half. But my voice was way more nasally and annoying back then. Right? It's not annoying now.
No.
My voice did change though. The sinus or the surgery I got on my septum seemed to like actually make a difference in my voice. Now I sound cool.
See, I just breathe differently now ever since, because my nose was pulverized in my Creator Clash fight. So I noticed that there's a difference to my breathing. Like I can more easily do like that type of noise now. It's like the airways aren't as perfect as they used to be.
That's such a shame, dude. I couldn't breathe out of my right nostril like ever before I had that surgery, because my septum literally would it just.
I know you. I remember you doing the test of closing one and breathing out of it, and then closing the other and breathing out of it.
It's so nice. If you
get all the oxygen.
I know.
All the oxygen.
Get all the oxygen.
Yeah, exactly.
Luke, make that meme and put it up. Thank you, Luke.
Freeze frame of Matt doing the fist up.
Put me next to the little guy actually doing it. And you guys feel free to repost that meme anywhere you want, you know? Reddit, 9gag, all sorts of places.
Icon as Cheeseburger.
Put it on Icon as Cheeseburger.
Big fan. We've talked about how.
Fuck.
What?
Several episodes ago, I don't know how many it was, where we talked about Icon as Cheeseburger. I was going to order you a shirt from Icon as Cheeseburger so you could wear it on a podcast episode.
And you haven't.
I haven't.
We should order each other Icon as Cheeseburger shirt.
Surprise each other with them?
Yeah.
Okay. During the break, the first commercial break, let's do that.
All right. Well, we'll definitely get it, because we ordered food and it arrived, but we thought, you know, y'all are more important than the nutrients.
That's right. Our sustenance can fucking wait.
At least until the first break.
Yeah. What's really important is making you guys giggle and smile, you know, whether you're on a work shift right now with your, you know, headphones in your ears, or maybe you're in your bedroom with this pulled up on the TV.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, you know, thank you. This is what matters to us. I'm just saying that shit. It's the money that matters.
Does anyone, you think, just like sit on the couch and just a SuperMega show?
Yeah, 100%, because it is a visual show now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people probably put it on the TV.
But
That's
we don't
what
have as much visual stuff going on. You know, it is still a podcast.
But the set is pretty to look at.
It is pretty to look at, but we need to get that other monitor thing working, so whenever we talk about stuff, we can
pull it up.
People, yeah.
We did it in the first episode. And the first Super Mega Junior episode, we watched a lot of videos of worms having sex and stuff, and we used it the whole time.
Wonderful.
Now, we haven't used it in 10 episodes, so we definitely should get that set up.
We got to get a bigger monitor.
That's the problem, dude.
Then the monitor's going to show up in, like, the reflections and stuff.
And I don't want the little reflection. Also, Tucker put a colored light back there behind this that's not turned on. He said, I need to get back there to set it up at some point.
Because it's just a white light right now.
Yeah, but we can change the fucking color. I think it looks good. Looks kind of blue on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, and audio listeners, you guys don't get to see what we're talking about. But
no.
You can visualize it in your brain.
Well, as we said before, a big thing about our audio listeners is just their impeccable imaginations.
Yeah.
And their critical thinking skills.
Oh yeah. Same.
Watch this. Like for example, this is only for the audio listeners, so you'll have to come to the YouTube comment section to answer. This is just to prove that they're better at critical thinking. Okay, you go to an ice cream shop. You see that they have chocolate and vanilla, and strawberry, and then mint chocolate chip.
My favorite.
Nice. You go, I'll have one of each, please. The ice cream man goes, no, you can only choose one. Which one do you choose? And the answer to that question, I'm not going to give you which one is the right one, but the answer to that question proves whether or not you really have any brains.
It'll be revealed next week. Okay, we'll probably forget. So we'll just get a bunch of.
Well, if you're smart, you should already know, and we shouldn't even have to tell you.
I mean, their critical thinking skills only come in second place to the people on our subreddit, but beyond that, they're incredibly smart people.
Oh yeah,
love the audio listeners. Giving you guys a big virtual pat on the back right now, a big hug.
Here's a pat on the back sound effect done by Luke.
He actually did the Foley himself. He made that sound all on his own, and.
So that's what you're listening to.
He's the best.
Probably Luke patting himself on the back, which he does often.
He does that a lot.
Yeah, not just like physically, like verbally. He will pat himself on the back throughout the day.
He'll be like, "Hey, I got the podcast up at 10 p.m. this time instead of 11," and with a smug smile. And I'm like, "Dude,
it's like it would be. That's cool, I guess." But I love Luke. I love Luke to death.
I love Luke to death too, and I have a way to keep him accountable. I just thought of it. Luke, what does he love more than anything?
Chocolate. Cigarettes.
Keep going.
Cigars.
It's 2 words. Starts with an S.
Ping pong.
No.
Oh, sorry. Subterranean cultures.
No. He is very fascinated by that, though. S-T. That's first word.
Star.
No.
No.
It's first word is
Trek.
S. Second word is T. Come on, man. Luke's favorite thing. It's all he talks about. He loves it so much. Our fans even send pictures of it to him. Skibidi Toilet.
Oh, yeah. How could I forget of Skibidi Toilet?
He's always talking about it. So I think that, when the podcast is, it's late on Patreon, if it hasn't been posted yet on a Monday, you guys need to start sending his Twitter a lot of angry Skibidi Toilet memes.
Are there angry Skibidi Toilet memes?
They'll have to make them.
Or Skibidi Toilet? I would just assume that Skibidi Toilet is a neutral meme.
I think that what they should make their own, where it's Skibidi Toilet and they draw
some angry eyes.
They draw the angry eyebrows and they put top text, bottom text that is saying, "Where's the podcast, Luke?"
I like that.
Yeah,
that's good.
So,
do people ever do these things that we ask?
Well, when we asked them to tweet pictures of sulfur at Barry Kramer, they certainly did.
And Barry's always very appreciative because that is his favorite element.
It is. He can't get enough sulfur. I mean, I'm sure he'd probably love to see a little bit of it right now.
Just a little bit, though.
And again, don't. We like to do good deeds without bragging about it.
Without the recognition.
We don't. If we donate to charity, we don't have to go blast it on social media. We like to do things.
We're not filming ourselves giving ice cream to homeless people.
Well,
unhoused people.
Yeah, and we did that video, but we had to scrap it for obvious reasons. Yeah. But basically, we don't want you to say SuperMega sent me to do this. Just send him some sulfur, pictures of sulfur on Twitter. His Twitter handle's right here. It's Razadoop. And Barreled Kramer is a wonderful little man.
Yes, he is.
When I say little man, I don't mean that in a condescending way.
No. He's a streamer. He's content creator extraordinaire.
He's a streamer. He's a creamer.
He's a doer.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, you were making rhymes, and I was just kind of...
He's a streamer, a creamer, and a doer. It works.
Okay. I miss Barry.
I miss Barry, too.
I think it's more of the nostalgia of first joining Game Grumps.
Oh, so you don't actually miss him?
Well, we haven't talked in a bit, so I'm not gonna feign like, oh my God. It would be great. Like if I saw him, I would be filled with joy. You know what I mean? Just like any like kind of like any older coworker at like Game Grumps. There was just a bit of like, oh my God, it's been a while.
It was a really good time. And also, well, the last time we saw him, I think, remember you and I ran into him at Target? Or was that just me by myself?
Might be just you.
I
ran into Kevin Abernathy not too long ago, like a few months ago.
Dude, we're always running into that kid.
Mm-hmm.
That sweet little Puerto Rican. I love that boy.
God.
I told you the classic story of me running into Kevin Abernathy in a CVS parking lot after having my wisdom teeth just removed, and I was real fucking woozy, and my car had been towed. So maybe Kevin fucking was the one that called and got it towed. You ever think about that? What are you doing?
Did you excrete anything?
I did not. What do you smell?
It smells like mothballs and like a little hint of oddly like some tiramisu.
I don't
but then
smell
like
anything.
A whole lot of shit.
What about there's no smell over here. Also, I think if I did excrete something, I feel like the way the AC is blowing, it wouldn't.
Oh, you can tell me. We can go get you a little change. Jesus.
No, I don't need a change.
Okay, just
Luke, cut this out.
So what do you think of hats?
Hats, they're pretty cool. You know what's crazy? That we've done, if we had not shot SuperMega Cast in the back of the head and started this, we would be on episode 398 or 399 right now.
Almost that coveted 400.
Right? We'll hit it with this show.
But I like having these episodes at a lower number again. It's fun.
Nice. It's really nice.
We get to hit 100 again, which is huge.
I know. And
yeah.
What's great, I do like starting over because then it's like, ooh, episode 7 instead of episode 402, you know? I feel like it's easier for people to enter. It's easier for people to get into it if, you know, we're starting at a lower number. And I did see a lot of people say that online. They were like, I actually really like this because I had dozens of episodes of Super Mega Cast I had to catch up on, and I never wanted to watch the new one because I hadn't watched the other ones yet. So this gives me a chance to, you know, restart and be caught up with everyone.
And then still have all the other episodes. So, like, if you really like this, just know that there are 300-something episodes of the Super Mega Cast to go back and watch if you're interested.
If you are a new viewer, a new fan for Super Mega Show, you might think that, oh, this is only the 11th or 12th podcast they've done. No.
Even though Super Mega was created in 2016,
mm-hmm.
the first time we appeared on a podcast together was 2015.
That's right, the Ʞᴜᴜ Podcast.
Yep.
That was a good podcast. I need to go back and listen to those. Those were really funny.
I think they're still up.
I think so too. I saw an email recently for the billing, so
okay.
I assume they are.
Good.
They're good, fun podcasts. How many were there? It wasn't
many,
that
like
many.
7 or 10 even. I don't know.
But
if it went higher than that.
You know, it's weird. I did sometime in the last year. I listened to one of the episodes of the Ʞᴜᴜ Podcast that I was on. I listened to just like part of it, and it was so interesting hearing all of our dynamic and how much has not changed. It like our dynamic really has not changed in a decade. Next year will be 10 years.
And I still thought you were funny as hell.
Oh,
even back then. You still make me laugh, King Matthew.
You still make me giggle like crazy.
Nuh-uh.
Can I tell you something without you? I'm gonna put an obligatory no homo before I say this.
Good. Thank
Luke,
God. Okay.
Make sure no homo is displaying on the screen.
Now. I feel safe for you expressing your emotions as a man.
You, and I'm not just saying this to blow some smoke up your butthole. You are hands down the funniest person I've ever met in my life.
Stop.
No.
You're just saying that.
I'm not stopping. No, I'm not just saying that. You're the funniest person I've ever met.
But I just don't know if I can believe that.
Why?
Because you have met not only Jeff Foxworthy in person.
Yeah.
But Jerry Seinfeld.
The
funniest man on earth.
Well, you're forgetting maybe
Dane
one.
Cook?
No.
And Tim Allen?
Nope, not those guys. Mencia.
Oh, did you? You never saw Mencia live?
No, I met him. We hung out.
That was when he was kind of stopping comedy altogether because Joe was getting up on stage heckling him.
Yeah. And we had some good talks about
Joe
that.
Weller, not Joe Rogan.
We had some really good deep talks about that, and he really opened up to me. And Carlos Mencia is a guy that you wouldn't expect to do that kind of thing. So it was nice. But you're funnier than Carlos Mencia, not by a lot, but
come on, dude.
I'm serious.
That's the biggest compliment I think I've ever received, and I might have to do you one similar.
No homo.
You make me laugh more than anyone, Matthew.
Oh, man.
Sound like we're saying our vows.
I know. You crack my funny bone more than anyone else.
I mean, maybe we do have to read each other some vows one day.
Maybe we should write each other some vows at some point.
We could fill and Ted it. Or what are they? Phil.
Dan and Phil.
Dan and Phil it.
Phil and Ted it. Phil and Ted. Love those guys.
The early YouTube of
the great Dan and Phil.
Ted and Phil.
Imagine Trump doing like a homage to Dan and Phil, and he has like the cat whiskers drawn on his face. The great Dan and Phil. We love Dan and Phil. We
now,
do.
Apparently, as of not recent, just in current day, in the present, they're a happy couple.
Are they together?
I believe so.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Because there are always those memes of like, are they together? And it's like, yeah, they are. Maybe I don't want to spread misinfo now.
I mean, what if that happened?
CNN.
What if? Yeah, but what if that happened to another YouTube duo one day? Game Grubs.
Dan Howell and Phil Lester, the British creators of the YouTube channel Dan and Phil Games, have been romantically involved since June 2019.
Wow.
Dan has said that Phil cares about his health and that he feels safe with him, and that they are great friends and soulmates. However, Dan has also said that he'd rather keep his private life private.
I bet they got crazy sex going on.
We always said that SuperMega might run smooth, a lot more smoothly if during long editing nights we could just, bust one out.
Yeah.
With each other.
Absolutely.
To each other.
I mean,
and on each other.
It eases the mind. You're staring at a screen for 12 hours. Got to do something about that.
You got red eyes. Your cock is bright, like beet red, and your balls are the color of space.
Swollen. Three times the size. You got to do something about it. It's these types of jokes we're doing that makes my mom actually think I'm gay.
Well,
she's like, "Oh, you do these jokes with Ryan, and I don't know if they're jokes."
And all I have to say is, "And so what?"
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? I've been in a romantic relationship with my best friend Ryan McGee since 2017.
Deal with it, Mom.
I'm just kidding, Mom. That's not true. 'Cause the way my mom is, she's gonna go.
Really?
There's a little truth to every joke. She's one of those.
Maybe that's the old Ann. The new age Ann is an upgrade from last year's model.
Yeah. New age Ann is pretty cool. She got really into Eastern medicine, and she took a trip to India and opened her third eye or something, and she came back and.
Seriously, when was the last time you had a diaper change?
It's been. Yesterday was the last
time.
Come on,
we're changing that thing.
Okay.
Come on. Here's some ads. Welcome back, everyone. Now, for the visual watchers, listeners, just not the audio only. You might notice that I am wearing a little something different. I put a sports coat on. It's because I went out, and this is the first time it's really happened mid-podcast instead of waiting before.
Right.
We record Super Mega Junior, but Luke came to me, looked me up and down, and went, you are not wearing that on the podcast. And he tried to look through all of our clothes, and he couldn't find something that he deemed better, I guess. Said, all of this is shit, shit like that.
That last week he thought looked good.
Yeah, that's why we bought it. But he gave me this and said, just put this on over. The best you can do is cover it up. So he said it accentuated my tits. But not in a good way.
Yeah, and I stood up for you. I was nervous, but I was like, Luke, come on, man. It's earth tones. It works really well on them.
I thought
it works great on you.
It's a Uniqlo shirt.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's not wrinkled.
But I guess he thought otherwise.
He let me keep wearing this shirt only because Luke was one of the biggest Game Grumps fans possible. Luke was one of the biggest Game Grumps fans possible, and I remember he said that he watched the 10-minute Power Hour that I was in, where I wore this shirt back in 2017 or 2018, and he said it made him so giggly and bubbly that he said I could wear it because it brought back nostalgia. You guys might remember this shirt from old SuperMega, but
you were called something Waldo.
IKEA Waldo,
because IKEA's colors are.
It was coined by the great Ｊʀʀᴏ.
Because IKEA colors are.
Oh, yellow and blue.
Yep.
That's why I was called.
And it's stripes like Waldo's shirt.
Yes. So for those who were wondering, what the fuck does IKEA Waldo mean? Now you know.
Yep. You're wearing a striped shirt like Waldo. And IKEA's colors are blue and yellow. So just in case, I think that joke was a little highbrow and went over a lot of people's heads.
It's okay. I don't mind explaining the humor sometimes, but that was a nickname coined by YouTuber Ｊʀʀᴏ. And then I remember after we finished filming, he coined another nickname for me, which
a whole group of people.
Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat that one. And he coined, the one he coined for you, right?
I haven't heard it.
Oh.
God, that was
because he said it a lot. He basically replaced your name with it every time. It had to do with your Middle Eastern. Never mind. But
wait, is it the one that's I'm gonna do my best to explain it, I guess, to you. Was it the one that goes desert bleep?
Yep.
Okay.
So that because of your Middle Eastern heritage, I don't know. It's Jack for you.
I mean, he can focus on my Irish and Dutch heritage too. I mean.
Well, he's Irish himself.
Or my Indonesian heritage.
Well, he had one for the Indonesian side of you too. But that's enough about Ｊʀʀᴏ.
Yeah.
It's been a real nice week. It's the end of April. When we're recording this, it's coming out in May, but it's been a nice little week. We took it easy this weekend. We packed some merch orders. We hung out at the office. Just enjoyed each other's presence and company.
I re-downloaded Fallout 3 at home because of the Fallout TV show. They did a big update for Fallout 4, and I was like, does Fallout 3 still hold up? So I re-downloaded it, and I started a new playthrough. I am now about 3 hours deep into it.
Nice.
And dare I say, I just downloaded it at the office too, so on down times or, when you're not at the office peering over my shoulder, I might be able to get some progress in.
Okay. You're going to get a little Fallout time? Is
Maybe.
Fallout 3 the one that starts in the bunker?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I played like 7 or 8 hours of Fallout 3 years ago.
I'm enjoying it so far. The main difference is that they're able to go a lot. Not able. They just are a little goofier and more comedic with the dialogue. There's still a good bit of dry humor and stuff in Fallout 4, but the way they have the dialogue options in Fallout 3 is that you're given sometimes a sentence, a few words, or a paragraph, and you can have up to 6, 7. There's a bunch of choices, but in Fallout 4, they mapped the dialogue to the buttons, so there's only 4 choices of dialogue, and it's instead of seeing what you say verbatim, since they get a voice actor, they just have a summary of what it would be, except the summary is I'm okay, and it'll be I'm okay, I guess, other than the fact that you're here. They'll add shit like that.
Right.
Not to that extent, but it's You never feel fully in control of what you're saying, whereas in Fallout 3, you're choosing verbatim what your character is
Fallout
saying.
4, you're choosing the vibes.
Yeah.
You're setting the vibes for your character to say. Wasn't the first Fallout, like, super different?
Yeah, the first
It's
two
really old.
Fallouts were. The first two Fallouts, I believe, I haven't played them.
They looked different. They were old.
They were top-down,
Yeah.
I believe. Like, but it was still, like, in the same type of universe, you know, in terms of a nuclear fallout. But then when Fallout 3 came about, they kind of transitioned the gameplay to more of what Bethesda was known for with like Elder Scrolls,
Sure.
like Oblivion, I remember my friend's dad was big into it cuz like that was the one before Skyrim, and then Skyrim came out and everybody loved Skyrim. I never got too far into Skyrim.
I didn't either. I restarted it like 12 times.
Same, and I just could never.
I hate the intro. It's just long, and you have to like when I keep restarting, it's like, oh, I've done this whole intro sequence 8 times already.
But I will try the next one whenever it comes out. And if they want to pay me a lot of money to play it on a live stream for SuperMega, I would accept that cash.
That would be
Todd
sick.
Howard.
Come on, Todd.
I know you love SuperMega, Todd.
Toddy boy. Did you ever feel, you know, maybe a little embarrassed that your friend's dad, you know, played games like Oblivion while, you know, your dad was playing the Rocket Power mini game?
No, I no.
What was it? Was it darts and Rocket Power?
It was okay. So
Skee ball?
the Rocket Power PlayStation 2 game, there are different like mini games you can do for high scores, I'm guessing, and there's like some peer games, and there's this one peer game where it's just target practice. All it is like you're shooting. It's like you're just shooting tennis balls at targets. I think is
like a
it.
fair game.
Yeah.
And you would come home from school and your dad would, you know, he's mastered it.
Because it wasn't like this. It's not like this went on for a year. I was into the game, and like I just remember there was one time in particular I came home and I had seen that he'd been playing it, and even when I was so young back then, I had a little bit of like it made me happy that he was including himself in my world. I didn't go out and play too often. I really enjoyed video games.
So sweet. I thought you were going to take that in a fully different direction where you were like, I came home and I could tell that he'd been there all day.
No.
Just, you know, depressed.
No, I don't care.
No.
I love video games. I've been eating, breathing, and pissing video games since I was a young kid.
You have. You and I have been on a Binding of Isaac kick lately.
You've been sending me some insane runs. Like the one you had like a laser as well as like a buddy that was shooting projectiles that you were shooting, but they were all going like super fucking fast.
Yeah, dude. I sent you that one where my projectiles were literally like a stream because there were so many. I had such good luck last night on a run. I beat Mom's heart on my not a seed, like a regular one, and I had like 6 luck. Dude, having 6 luck, you get so many keys and bombs.
You're a part of the Kane train now, aren't you?
Yeah, you got me on the Kane train.
Kane's great. No, whatever pill there is, it's just going to be a positive effect.
Is that actually a rule? Because I have not seen a bad one yet.
I think there must, if there's such a low percent chance that you rarely see it happen. You and I have to update each other the moment we're playing as Kane and get a bad pill.
Absolutely, I will. I also I got an item last night.
Sorry, did Luke approve those glasses?
No, Luke didn't approve these. I should take them off. Fuck. I'm going to be in trouble for that.
You can put them on. You can get away with it probably until the next break.
You're right. I mean, this is like his style, so.
Yeah.
Like his Osiris shoes and these.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, basically, I got an item that just makes all the pills better. So it's just
it's the PhD one where it's like just better pills.
It's better
pills. It gives you a little surgical mask or something.
So like that was on the same run when I had that really high luck. So basically I got like the HP up pill like 3 times.
Was this your first time beating Mother's Heart?
I believe so on a regular playthrough, not one that was like a seed or a challenge. But those don't count. So this is my first time. I might have done it before, actually.
You would know. Have there ever been talks of like a Binding of Isaac 2?
This was the first time I beat it because I got the cutscene.
Okay.
And I don't know. They just keep, like Edmund McMillan and
Afterbirth,
his boys just
Rebirth, Repentance.
It's one of those games where like I don't know if it it needs a sequel if they just keep adding onto it, because it's such a good, solid base game that I'm not sure what they would really change to make a sequel, like to warrant one, when they just keep adding these DLC packs that are just crazy.
And I was about to say, and they're free. They're not free.
I've been going through. I got the Binding of Isaac guide app, which is great. It displays like every item, every secret.
Someone
everything.
got the Pro Edition.
I did get the Pro Edition, and I've been going through and painstakingly every time I unlock a new item, selecting it. So when I look on the app at the grid of all like 700 items, I could see my collection status. And
are you updated whenever like you find an item in the basement for the first time?
No. So what I do now is every time I pick up a new item,
you make sure
I go and I look it up on the app to see what it does, and I scroll to the bottom and it'll say collected or not collected. So then I'll hit collected and watch it turn green, and another box unlocks. It's beautiful.
I'm excited for that big brain of yours to memorize every item.
I'm working on
then
it.
you'll just, because you come and watch some of my runs. I'll bring my Switch and I'll put it up on the TV, and you'll just watch sometimes, and sometimes I'll offer the controller over, and I'll get to watch my buddy Matt do a run.
It's so much fun.
It's a fun game to watch too.
Yeah, it's a really fun game to watch, and like it's a fun game to watch like a friend play and to take turns. We should co-op more. Online co-op is coming in November.
Ooh.
But have you gotten that rune crystal yet? It lets you skip the floor. It creates a trapdoor.
Thing is, I don't think so. Not in recent playthroughs, at least.
Yeah, it's when you use it, you literally just open a trapdoor and you skip the whole floor. I did it in the womb, so I got to go to the second womb right away. Pretty crazy.
The womb sucks.
Dude,
no item rooms. Are there any stores?
No. There's no item rooms. I don't think there's stores.
So pretty much you've made your build. Essentially, the game is... I mean, you still get items for beating bosses and stuff, but essentially, by the time you get to Mother, your build is set and established.
Yeah, I think that's also why they don't let you leave the room after you kill Mother. It's like you're trapped. It's like, all right, there you go. And
so many times I'll die the same time I hear, Isaac!
It's the worst feeling. Or what's even worse is you beat the boss and you die from like a fucking fly that's left over in the room afterwards.
Didn't see.
I'm like, what? Because I beat the boss and I like let my guard down and then zoink.
I do think out of all of them, the enemy where I see them that I'm just like, I roll my eyes, I'm like, are the little spiders or anything that will produce spiders. I hate, their movement's weird. I still haven't, because I will start to charge them because they're like going away, but the moment I start to move this way, the ones that are worse though are the jumping spiders.
Dude, their
I don't
range
know how
is
far
crazy.
they can jump, and they track you pretty well.
They jump at you, and it's like it'll be on the other side of the room, and all of a sudden it just jumps on me, and I'm like, I had no time to fucking even.
I guess this conversation is only for those binding.
Yeah, I guess the
Isaac
rest of
heads.
the podcast heads are just like, I don't play this game. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
We're talking about what we want to talk about. It's our podcast. We can talk about whatever we want.
Okay, let's talk about Binding of Isaac then, because our buddy, who is also our stream and subreddit mod, Unsubbin, I was watching his stream yesterday.
He's good.
Yeah. You guys should check out his streams when he does them. He was doing Binding of Isaac, and I was watching it, and he's like insanely good at that type of game. And he
was moving from room to room, even locked in.
Dude, he beat Mom's Heart and then went further. So I saw for the first time like what the next levels are like after Mom's Heart. Looks so fucking hard, dude. It looks insanely hard. It's so dark, and I've been trying to beat some of the challenges, and the first one is called Blackout, and
where it's just like a little spotlight around you.
And also you can't see how many hearts you have, and you can't see the map.
Oh shit!
And I got so close. You just have to beat Mom. I was right before Mom, and I died from like stepping on a spike. I was so mad. Imagine if that's how it worked in real life. There would just be spikes here and there on the ground. You step on it, you're fucking dead.
Thorns.
That's true. Those are God spikes.
And then we have human spikes, barbed wire.
I was literally about to ask, what's the point of thorns? But I'm like, oh, the plants evolved them to
protect themselves,
to keep dumbasses like myself from grabbing and ripping them out of the ground,
or predators to eat them.
When I was a kid, I was like 3 or 4. My mom was inside, and I guess I was playing outside unsupervised, as Anne would often leave me to do. But I came inside, and my mom was delighted to see that little Matthew has brought her a beautiful bouquet of roses. Just beautiful. Several, like a lot of roses. Like a big bouquet.
You did good. And
my mom goes, Matthew, where did you get those?
From your neighbor?
I went to my neighbor's. They had planted like a rose garden, and I pulled all of them up. And my mom took me over there.
Good little Matthew.
Yeah, my mom took me over to their house, and I think she made me apologize. My mom apologized.
Were they upset? Because you killed the roses.
Well, I was like 3 or 4, or maybe even 5, so I couldn't tell if they were upset, but I just knew I was in trouble. And then I remember there was this gorgeous lesbian couple that lived a couple houses down, and I remember once they had one of those, they had like a, what's it called? It's like a construction car that you drive, the bulldozer. I remember the word. They had a bulldozer in their like front yard, and they put me inside. It was like more of a scoop bulldozer. They let me get in the thing.
Oh, so they were nice.
They drove me with. Yeah, I said they were gorgeous. Like not in terms of looks, because trust me, they weren't. But
they were gorgeous humans.
They were gorgeous humans. One of them had like polio as a kid and had a limp because of it.
Damn.
This is just, I'm letting you guys know about my upbringing. These gorgeous lesbians drove me in their bulldozer.
One of them had polio when they were a kid, and they had a limp.
And then across the street, I ripped
Alliteration? The limping lesbians?
Wait. There's probably a way to take it further that has to do with, like, construction machinery. Come on. Help me.
The lachrymose limping lesbians.
It's a great name for an episode. Did you come up? Is that a real word, lachrymose, or did you just create it?
It's from a series of unfortunate events. Well, there's a lake called it, but it's also
Lake Lachrymose. Mm-hmm. You don't want to go in there after you've eaten.
No, you don't.
The
leeches will eat you.
They'll get you good.
Can you believe Oscar award winner Meryl Streep played the aunt in that movie? They also had Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah, dude. The thing about that movie was I loved Series of Unfortunate Events as a kid. I never read the final one, though.
They got the books. The movie wasn't very...
I loved the movie as a kid, though, and I was so excited for it to be another, like, Harry Potter type thing where I'm like, then they're going to do one for the next 3 books.
I kind of didn't like how they fit all 3, like 3 books, not all 3, but 3 of the books into one movie.
They did the first 3 in one, so then I thought they're going to do the next 3 in the next movie, and they never made another one.
Nope.
Why did it do so bad?
I just don't think it was a property that people took much interest in. I did enjoy, like, the Tim Burton-esque comedic tone of the film.
Yeah.
And I've went back and I watched it, and since I'm not like a big fan of the books anymore, so I don't really remember them. I was like, this is a fun little 2000s family movie. I thought it was all right last time I watched it a few years ago.
I don't remember much. I remember the house on the cliff. I remember the like greenhouse or whatever. That's
from the 3rd book, because Uncle Monty is in the 2nd book with the reptiles.
That's right.
The 2nd book, I love the 2nd book because of all the different creatures and stuff.
I remember there was one that like really disturbed me as a kid. It's one of the later books, but someone walks backwards into a giant buzzsaw in front of everyone and just gets like...
That's the 4th or 5th one, because they go to a lumber mill.
Yeah, and they just watch someone get eviscerated by like a gigantic buzzsaw. And I remember as a kid, it freaked me the fuck out.
It was all Count Olaf.
Mm-hmm. The whole time. How do they not fucking pick up on that?
I don't know. But then they go to a hotel, and there's a mysterious elevator of some kind. I didn't read the last book.
I didn't either. Why the hell is this grown-ass man obsessed with these kids and chasing after them?
Because he wants the Baudelaire fortune.
Why don't they just say, if you leave us alone, we'll give you $10,000 from it?
Because they want all the money. They're greedy little orphans.
Yeah,
Sonny, too.
They could have made their life so much fucking easier just to be like, listen, man, if you fucking stop, we'll give you $10,000 and just fuck off forever.
He's a failed actor with his failed acting troupe who wasn't making much money. And
that's right.
His key to success was killing their parents and stealing their fortune.
Because he was in the acting troupe with their parents, right?
And he has the giant magnifying glass that started the fire or whatever. That was in the movie.
It's all coming back to me now. Damn. The last one I read was like the penultimate peril.
Yes.
I don't
Which
know why
one
I
was
said
that?
it. It's the 11th one. I think there were 12.
There were
Dude,
there were 12.
You and I should start a book group, and we just read these books that we liked from our childhood and talk about them. Or we even do a new mini podcast, maybe on the Patreon or something, that's called Book Group or something. And viewers read the book that we're reading, and we discuss it every week. And then you guys have to do homework.
I'm going to tell you, because I remember where I stopped. So I read The Bad Beginning. The Reptile Room I read. The Wide Window I read. The Miserable Mill.
Yep.
Read that one. The Austere Academy. I remember reading that one.
Yep.
They go to like another place where there's other orphans or like other kids and shit. The Ersatz Elevator. I think I started reading that and that's where I fell off.
I remember that one because the fucking name of the book, I was like, why is it? I did read that whole one. I remember.
I think I read like just the first 5 and then didn't finish with the 6th. And then afterwards, there's The Vile Village,
the
Hostile Hospital, the Carnivorous, and it cuts off the Carnivorous Carnival.
I read that one.
The Slippery Slope.
Yep.
The Grim Grotto.
No.
The Penultimate Peril, and then The End.
Okay, I stopped a couple before because I think the Grotto was the first one I did not read.
Oh, but I love the Grotto has my favorite cover.
Dude,
other
the
than
cover
the
art was
Reptile
great.
Room.
Lemony Snicket?
A series of unfortunate events. Whatever happened to good old Lemony Snicket and that series of unfortunate events? Well, he ended the book because I guess he answered all the questions. But
He probably made bank off those books.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if
They were popular.
are a
They made a
series of
movie.
unfortunate events still read by kids today at I know because so much transcends time. Like you and I were watching Disney movies that were released in the 60s, and we weren't just watching 90s and early 2000s stuff, you know?
Yeah.
We were watching stuff that was in the 60s and 70s and shit like that.
I think that's kind of gone away more, though, with the introduction of, the
internet
and
yeah.
stuff. There's not as... Because when you and I were kids, the internet wasn't a big thing, and the media was just really recycled.
Yeah.
For the most part. You had classics that you would always rewatch. And now there's so much new shit all the time that, a kid's not going to go watch something from the 60s as much as you and I might have.
It was cool because we really did grow up at the start of when the internet was becoming a big social thing.
Yeah, we lived through just, the blow-up of the internet.
The golden era of the internet.
Mm-hmm. The .com bubble. It is pretty cool that, we did get to live through that time when the internet first... Dude, it's crazy to think, though, that the internet is not that old.
No.
And it's when you think about an advanced civilization, something like the internet is inevitable, but it's we're not very far. We just made that shit. It's the internet hasn't been around for 300 years, which at some point it will. And our videos...
Or will it? Will we destroy ourselves by then, Matthew, as a human species?
No, God won't let us.
Okay, good.
It is weird to think, though, that long after you and I are old people and dead, all of these videos and podcasts, they'll be archived somewhere. Someone will have downloaded them or...
Future aliens or fourth dimensional beings will be hooting and hollering up a storm watching old Super Mega Show.
Hey, the interdimensional dudes might be in the room right now laughing. We just can't,
They better not be They better be laughing with us and not at us.
They're not laughing at us. Well, maybe with the shit that Luke made you wear. But...
Well, he said, yeah. I don't feel like a little fashionista. That's all I'm going to say.
Do you want to go talk to him? I can help.
You know what? I'd like to have a word with Luke.
You know what? I'm going to stand up to him. I'm going to give him a fucking piece of my mind.
Yeah. And y'all can, while we do that, y'all can enjoy this ad break.
I'm going to fucking give him a piece of my mind.
Son of a bitch.
We had a talk with Luke, and he's pretty strong. So,
He got Matt to change all of his clothes besides his shoes.
Why did he let you keep the hat, but I didn't get to keep wearing the hat? Why are you giving me the fucking helmet?
Well, maybe it's because it was a lot of noise and banging and stuff at the same time, but he said he just liked the hat better on me.
And look, he's injecting his political ideologies into our podcast now, and he's making me expose my arms, which I'm very self-conscious about.
He gave me a clown nose, and he said, since you want to be a fucking clown, since you want to make jokes, when I brought to his attention that it made me feel upset that he would try to have a dictatorship over the way I dress, essentially, my fashion choices. But it's nothing we can really get away with right now.
Enough about the fashion police, the single fashion policeman, the fashion czar.
But you know what?
What? Don't fucking do that. Put that back on.
This shit, dude. I'm ready to revolt. I like dressing the way I want to dress. I don't want to put on these outfits. And he's forcing his political ideologies on us now.
Like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, was this his?
I don't know. It looks like an old. It looks like a. It might be even a new Obama shirt. Who knows? I don't know where he gets his stuff from.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this is from the Obama presidency or if it's just newer.
Like an Obama fan website or something.
I like the idea of just running an Obama fan website. My favorite president. Just creating from scratch your own. Yeah, but think about making a new website. It's an Obama fan page.
God, I remember how. Just that whole talking specifically about when during the running, just Republicans at the time trying to take any little thing they could. Even during his presidency, they did this, but it's just like, well, he's not fully black, so and it was just like, oh my god,
is he really going to be the first black president?
I know, it's like or, they couldn't fucking handle it.
Or the tan suit, kind of like the dress pants that Luke
with
made.
Sean Hannity.
And these don't. The thing about these dress pants is I think these are Luke's. So, we have very different waist sizes.
Yeah.
So I'm scared they'll fall down while walking. They fell down on the way in here. And
well, he didn't have a matching belt. So he said, no belt then.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. Was he has belts. He has plenty of belts I could have worn. And I actually, we might even have to wrap this episode up early because I have to get to therapy today. But and I have to go to therapy like this because he took my clothes and I don't know what he did with them, but I need a belt.
That's right, yeah, you do need.
But he said no belt because the colors didn't match.
No belt Watson.
I call him No Belt Watson, the No Belt Peace Prize.
The No Belt Watson Prize.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, enough about Luke. I don't want to give him any more clout. No free clout for.
So he's just a clout goblin, is what he is.
Yeah, that's a good way to
put it.
Clout
shark.
He's a clout shark and a fucking fashion dictator. A fashion dictator.
Yeah. Like that show on E where it would be like, what was her name? Joan Rivers and some others. Just kind
The
of
View?
Like, can you believe they're watching this?
Where they would just comment on.
No, it was called Fashion Police.
Oh, where Joan? Yeah, they would just watch, like, they would look at outfits and comment on them.
Yep, and they'd make jokes about outfits or if a celebrity looked gross at one point.
That's crazy. That's so insane.
They had that one dude who has a really high voice. I can't remember.
Perez Hilton?
No, it wasn't Perez. It was some other dude.
What if? Let
me see what his name is.
What if we did the YouTube version of that, where we just every week we all the new YouTube videos that YouTubers have come out with, we just criticize their looks and their clothes. It's like
he was just a guest. I'm not seeing pictures of him.
Oh, Eddie Bareback uploaded a new video and make fun of the shirt he's wearing, make fun of his mustache, all sorts of things like that. We'll be really witty. I think that's a good idea.
There was a.
This is a Nelson Mandela effect, McGee. There never was a high-pitched man.
Portly dude than the guy that they're showing here with a very high-pitched voice.
Hey, I feel like that rings a bell. Tyler Oakley?
No. I thought he got his own little fashion show at something. Maybe not. I can't, dude.
Well, we're going to make our own.
Yeah.
For YouTubers. Every week, all the different YouTubers upload videos, and we're gonna break down those outfits and break down their egos, because they got such big egos.
Well,
all these
mostly we're just
YouTubers
gonna be judging like onesies, like Minecraft onesies, or like Pokemon onesies.
Dude, I cannot think of a Pokemon onesie without that clip of the dude on stream in the Pikachu onesie who just completely out of the blue just vomits all over himself. He's just like sitting there, just it's disgusting. But Pokemon onesies, or as you like to say, Oniesius, makes me think of that. What?
Sorry, I just had the urge to poop, but I can't poop now. The people need us.
They do need us. Fuck. How bad's the poop, man?
So I can hold it.
You can hold it? It's not past the first sphincter? It's,
no, it's...
You're not playing whack-a-mole back there?
Okay, I got that one out.
Dude, that was... that.
I was testing it. I got out a little toot.
You were testing the muddy waters.
I know. Because there's a poop in there wanting to come out.
That sounds like you're pretty damn close by that toot. That was in the chair.
Probably smells pretty close, too.
Dude, I haven't smelled your flatulence
like a
in
pie
months.
in the window.
I don't know if your diet changed. Have not smelled your flatulence in months.
I have changed my diet a little bit. I'm bad some nights. I just can't help myself. I get a little sweet tooth, but overall, I've changed my diet a good bit. I've been eating dramatically less than I used to.
Nice.
Whether anything comes from that, who knows? But I feel better like waking up, and I go to bed a little more naturally.
Nice.
So that's nice.
That's very nice. But it
like shrimp on rice.
Okay, dude. And sugar and spice and everything nice.
Besides head lice.
I was trying to figure out something that I could put dice into.
Because those will entice a heavy price.
Okay, that's pretty good. I gotta hand it to you, man. But I don't want to say I miss the smell of your colon, but I don't know.
It's the only time where you felt like you were inside of me for a long time was when you were smelling my stinky colon issues.
Not in a sexual way, like more of like a deep friend way, where it's like
you wish you could just like shrink down, curl up, and just be in my colon.
Yeah, I wanted to feel closer to you, and I don't know, man. You used to have, it was the worst I've ever smelled. It was just disgusting. And
it wasn't every single time though. It was just.
But it was pretty common.
I had rare occasions where it would be the worst.
It was pretty bad. And
I just think that you're trying to paint all of my farts as stinky.
No, not all, but I would say the majority. Big handful. It's pretty. Go back and watch earlier SuperMega. It's pretty apparent. You're fucking disgusting. But I don't know. I just miss it.
You just wanted to make a point of it for some reason. You're putting your friend down.
I'm not putting you down.
For a normal bodily
I'm not putting you down, dude. Why is it so shunned if it's normal?
I don't know. I can ask you. Why is it shunned?
I don't know.
Do you shun
I asked
me? Why
you.
do you shun me for it?
I don't shun you for it.
Maybe it's something to ask the person shunning others for it and making them feel guilty about their smells. I can't help that I produced those smells or that my colon was acting in such a way.
Yeah.
It's not on me. It's on God. And are you blaming God?
No, I'm not blaming God.
Are you saying God made a mistake?
No. I will say one time I was at the airport flying to China, and there was like a group of people from China that were having a conversation.
Were they Chinese?
They were.
Okay, so Chinese people from China.
People of China. And they were having a conversation in Chinese, and one of them just so loudly rips ass, and they all just carried on like nothing happened.
Didn't that happen to you on like an airplane where someone just fart like on your way to Japan, like someone just farted?
I think you're thinking of this. It was when I was going to Japan, but I...
Oh, were you on the plane in this story?
No.
Oh.
I was waiting at the gate, and they're having a conversation and just fucking rips ass. Because I guess, in China, that's just how they do things.
Deal with it, sweetheart. Sweet cheeks.
But, yeah.
Sugar tits.
I wish that was...
What does sugar tits even mean?
It means that your tits are sweet. Like sweet tits.
Sweet tits, bro.
Sweet tits, you know?
got some nice tits.
That's where sugar tits probably comes from. It's a great nickname. And it's very...
Sugar tits.
It's very adoring, and that's a good name for a dog. Sugar tits.
That would be a good... Or like a hamster, like a little white hamster.
Yeah, sugar tits.
Little sugar tits. Maybe a ferret.
Honey Tits no, there's another one.
One day you're gonna come to my house after Lego unfortunately passes away. But anyways, one day you're gonna come. You're gonna come to my place, and I'm just gonna have. You're gonna see a bunch of like tubes going through my house. You're gonna be like, "What?" You're gonna look on the floor, and it's just gonna be covered in like that like wood chip hay type shit. And all of a sudden, you're gonna see like 5 to 6 ferrets start to dart around.
Ferrets?
And I'm gonna come out of the
hamsters.
room. I'm gonna come out of my room. Hey, dude. Hey, watch your step. Some of the rascals got loose.
Oh my god, dude! Ferrets smell so bad. I feel like we've talked about this like 20 different times.
Like we're eating and they're hopping up trying to steal your food from your
They're like ripping things off my plate and running away with them.
We're like eating like in a we're eating in like the game room, and you just smell ferret piss and ferret shit all the time.
And when I go to leave, I find my shoes have been completely chewed to pieces. I like
But you can't say anything because they're the new love that I get from an animal.
And I'm a guest in your home. It'd be rude of me to say anything, you know?
Exactly. It's not your house. Technically, it's not even mine.
Yeah, just renting. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to buy a house, dude. It's so fucking expensive.
Not in L.A., dude.
No, it's just like...
Not unless we're fucking millionaires.
Or move to fucking... Please. Or move to fucking, like, North Dakota. Or property.
Have you been using your birthday wishes for that?
I can't tell you what I use my birthday wishes for. They won't come true.
How about shooting star wishes?
I can't. It doesn't come true if I tell you. But I've been using them good.
Okay.
So
okay.
It would be so cool to be able to own a house. All you homeowners out there. I don't know why I drew it out a little bit.
All you homeowners out there.
You fucking homeowners. Yeah, it's. I'm jealous. I would love to have a house. It'd be so cool to have a house in LA, but. You know, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars.
To go into a property that's only going to decline at a very fast rate.
So instead, I'll just rent and pay way more than I should for a little place.
Well, I guess over time, it's not like a car, right? The housing market. Well, I don't know.
Property tends to always go up.
But I'm always scared of the crash.
Yeah, that's when you buy. That's when it crashes, Ryan. That's when we buy houses.
What if you buy before the crash?
Oops.
Because the crash takes too long. It's taking too long.
If there was a serious housing financial crash, that's probably when we could buy houses.
Okay.
So, praying for another 2008. Really, really hoping, really hoping. But
I think it would be good news for everyone, right?
It would.
Not homeowners, but...
And we hit another recession, and you and I would be bulletproof because we're YouTubers. So
this time, baby, I'll be bulletproof.
What would be your campaign song if you're running for president? Like Mayor Pete Buttigieg had high hopes for a living.
High hopes for a living.
You could pick any song you want for your campaign song.
I think the only song that should ever be used for a campaign song. Where is the love?
Ooh.
The love.
That would be a great campaign song.
For and then for the less public rallies. Let's get this hard.
Yeah.
Let's get
in here. Honestly.
By Fergie and the Black Eyed Peas.
Fergie and the Pea Heads. Fergie, William, and the Pea Heads.
William T. and the Pea Heads.
Who are the other members? There's Fergie, will.i.am,
and the other ones.
Exactly. No one knows who they are.
Oh, a lot of people know who they are, like their friends and
Nobody
family, but
knows who they are. Even Fergie. Fergie and will.i.am are like, who are
why do you they keep showing up, but we make magic together, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they're good at singing,
Just
but
by happenstance, they drop by the studio every time. I don't know.
Never, even on tour, never asked their names or anything.
Let me ask my agent. Maybe they know.
No idea who those guys are. Black Eyed Peas they're past their prime, of course, but I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling. Let's get all those good songs, and that wasn't that long ago that song was a hit. It
was a big hit,
and it was on the radio.
Everybody was singing and dancing to it, except it was "Let's get it started."
No, dude, before it was
still radio edits though.
Didn't they say on the radio?
Kicking your
oh my god, dude!
From Pink.
Yes. There's one song I heard a radio edit of, and I didn't even know why it was even worth it to do a radio edit. What was it? It was Move, Bitch, Get Out the Way. Get out the way, bitch.
Move,
get out the way.
girl. Get out the way. Get out the way, girl. Get out the way.
No, they didn't even replace it. They just used different sound effects.
Move.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Woof. Get out. It was like that. It was so bad.
The sound effect ones are the greatest. We should just do a song and then release the radio edit version, but it just has like bonk.
I love that idea. We should do a song that's just radio edited and only the radio edit exists. I like the radio edits where they just cut out the vocals so the music continues. The vocals don't. So it'll be like, what the... And it's just quiet. And most of the song is that.
I hate those.
Yeah, it's like just replace it with something. Like, I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of? Close... No, that's one where they cut it out.
Closing the damn door. No, they don't say God. They still say damn, right?
Yeah, they say damn. They
closing the damn door. No, it's much better to fix these kinds of things with a sense of poison. Fix or face?
Face.
Face these kinds of things with a sense of poison rationality.
Dude, I remember I was at my friend's house and
Forrest.
No,
that you would say your cousin.
Why do you keep bringing him up after he got shot by the police in Miami, dude? I don't. It's a
just
hard
trying
thing
to keep his
bring
memory
up.
alive, bro.
That's not how to do it.
I
I was at my friend Josh's house in like 4th grade, and him or his sister had that CD, and I remember
on repeat.
He put it. Come on, man. He put it on, and it was the first time I ever heard the goddamn in that, and I remember it fucking took me aback. Because I'm just expecting the
turn it off. Matt went.
And I actually smashed the CD player. I stomped on it to pieces. And I took that disc, and I fucking broke it into little pieces and put it in the garbage disposal and turned it on.
He cast aside the CD, the sinful CD.
It hurt, man.
That scorned him and his God so brutally.
Well, my mom, growing up, my mom always told me that was the worst swear, was GD. I think there might be one worse, but I was taught that GD was the worst one. So
yeah, your mom also said if you keep your socks on around the house, they'll eat your feet. So
she struggles with various, mental stuff. But I think that GD, in my opinion, is still the worst swear word. I remember as a kid, if I had to like quote something that had that, you just say GD. Like he said GD.
Well, that one's bad. Even going as much as Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. If I remember
taking
back in the day,
Lord's name in vain.
Saying like if my parents heard me say Jesus Christ, go hey.
I remember my mom would always say, using the Lord's name in vain is insane in the membrane.
Your mom's
and that's how I always know to this day that it's not good.
No.
To take the Lord's name in vain.
Even saying oh my God was
oh my
it was off limits. I had to say gosh. God is too much.
Oh my God.
We're hitting all the fucking classics from the 2000s on this one. That's a great song. I like your version better.
Give me some Panic at the Disco.
And it's 9 in the afternoon, and your eyes are the size of the moon. And what so you do? It's the way that we do when it's 9 in the afternoon. First time I heard that song was it takes me right back. It was before school at like 6 a.m. and MTV, back when they used to play music videos. Rest in peace. I saw that one and I was like, this is so cool.
Give me some Switchfoot. Last one.
And then it does that again and it goes, bumbling his confidence and wondering why the world has passed him by. Switchfoot. I was listening to that song the other day. Pretty good. I remember in middle school, I had a friend that was he was Jewish.
There's
and I
a
remember
reason why they won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
But your
twice.
Jewish friend.
My Jewish friend, I saw him listening to Switchfoot on his iPod, and I was like, why are you listening to Switchfoot? And he's like, because they're good. And I'm like, they're a Christian band, right? And he was like, what? So I don't know if he ever listened after that. Same kid also got in trouble for spanking the teacher by accident. Because he was trying to make everyone laugh when she was turned around by pretending to spank her and then actually slapped her ass. And I saw later in the day,
God,
later in the day, I saw her out in the hall, like standing outside with him, and he's standing there sobbing, and she's on the phone with his parents.
Oh, I bet.
She said he came around, and then the next day he came to school, and he told it as if it was like still badass, as if he wasn't just crying in the hallway. And he's like, yeah, she said that, I came around and slapped her in the tuchus.
I always got in trouble for my art when it came to school. The first time
The George Bush
in
thing.
middle school. Both times were in middle school. One was 6th grade, which was the George Bush one.
That's one of my favorite fucking stories.
I could call the police and have you arrested. That's what he said to me. Fucking
If that
idiot.
was actually how shit worked around here.
God. And then the second time was, I think I was in like 7th grade, and I was just drawing some like gore and stuff like that.
Right.
I was being a kid. I was being epic and whatever.
Sure.
And then the teacher comes and is like, "What is that?" And I like hide it. And they're like,
Oh.
"Give it to me." And I'm like, "No." And then it's like, "Seriously?" And this is in front of the class. And so I panicked and I shoved it all in my mouth.
What?
So that it would become wet and tear apart.
Dude, that's like some shit on like a Nickelodeon show.
But I still had to. I couldn't get it wet enough, of course. So
Yeah, I know you.
she
I
still,
know you
she
have
still
that
got a
problem.
hold of it and turned it into the guidance counselor, and they got my parents involved.
Oh
and
no!
and
Because it's gore, so they're like, he's disturbed.
They brought my parents to school, and they're like, "What's this all about?" And so I remember at the time having to be like, I think I've told this story maybe once before. I can't remember, but at the time knowing that like, okay, so there's got to be a way out of this, and I was just like, their divorce upsets me. And so like the guidance counselor talked to them for a bit afterwards, and then we came out, and then I was just like, we drove home, of course, separately because they were divorced, and they were like, I remember they were like, is that really upset you? And I was like, no, I was just embarrassed of the drawing.
Dude,
I just didn't know how else, like, because like you, for some reason, for the particular adults in South Carolina, you can't just be a kid drawing like gore for fun, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you can't, there's no difference. Like there has to be something wrong. I get it. You can't be drawing this type of stuff at school.
Right.
It was like some dude with a gun and like
Ryan,
probably blowing the head
if you
off
drew
of
that
someone.
even today, I would think something's wrong. I love that you put it on your parents, and then they had to talk to the fucking.
Yeah, I was
like you brought them into it where they had to now talk to the guidance counselors. And can you guys just get back together?
I guess I could have just been like, because I thought it was cool.
I saw it on TV.
But I thought they needed some sort of explanation for why I act, so I just went to that, and that was like 7th grade.
That's
something.
so fucking funny.
I'm sure my mom remembers that.
My mom was a teacher, a 5th grade teacher, and I was in 5th grade at the same school. I didn't have her as a teacher though, but there was
Nepo
this
baby.
I didn't have her as a teacher, but there was these two really weird kids. Remember, there's always that weird friend duo. Not us, but it was always that very awkward weird friend duo. And the kid, I remember, he loved drawing cartoons and fucking picking his nose. I remember that about him. But they were giggling at something on a sheet of loose leaf paper in the hallway at the end of the day once. And my mom goes, "Hey, bring that here."
What was it?
And one kid brings it. My mom's unfolding it. The kid runs up and tries to snatch it.
Uh-oh.
Because he's so scared.
Embarrassed.
Oh, she opens it. I saw it. I witnessed the whole thing. SpongeBob and Patrick naked. Their cock and balls hanging out. My mom folded it up and kept it. And
I wish she kept it to this day.
I wish she kept it like just for her own pleasure. Like she's like, it's actually really good. She gets home and like puts it on her like bedside like nightstand in, like a little
Yep.
frame.
Nice wooden oak frame.
I think that they did call. Oh my God, no!
Maybe mahogany.
This kid eventually he got caught multiple times drawing this type of shit. And I remember they called his parents and they had to have a meeting at the school with the guidance counselor. So much like a Ryan McGee type situation, but with SpongeBob and Patrick's cock and balls.
I get it's like you can't be drawing that shit in school, but like if you're doing it in the privacy of your composition notebook, what does it matter? You're not like taping it to lockers and stuff.
I could still see it in my head, like what that drawing looked like.
I remember the time where everyone's personalities were confined within a composition notebook.
Yeah. I miss that.
Simpler times.
I wish nowadays it's all confined to the composition of their Twitter.
Yeah, or the composition of how much they give to the cause of the Funny Brothers, because your names are right here.
What?
Depending on how much, depending on if you're in the producer or executive producer tier. Isn't that cool?
Thank you.
Crazy?
Producers and executive producers, you guys help make the podcast happen.
When you don't have to at all. When you make the choice yourself to do it, a choice that you don't even have to make. You do.
Stop saying that.
What? Oh.
Stop saying that thing. You guys make the choice, which you know you have to make deep down.
If you want to laugh ever again, you make that choice.
Also, you guys are all part of Sticker Club, so you're going to get some free stickers. Well, they're not free. You're going to get some stickers this month for the month of May. Here's the 3 stickers. Luke, put them up. Unless this comes out in June, then here's June's sticker.
I don't think this is definitely not coming out in June.
You don't know that?
Yeah,
there could be a time skip in the Super.
This one's definitely not coming out in June.
Okay, well, here's May's stickers again.
And here's a silhouette of June stickers.
There it is.
Just to maybe get them a little. What could those be?
And
who's that Pokemon? Yeah, that type of shit.
And here is Luke did his best to try to recreate the SpongeBob and Patrick drawing on a piece of loose leaf paper. So here's that. On Patreon, it'll be uncensored because unfortunately, Luke, that's a little too graphic to show. But
the proportions are good.
They are. They're really good. He's been practicing. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. It has been a delightful, delightful episode with you.
And you.
And you.
And you, and you, and you.
Okay. All right. I got to go to therapy.
Okay. Buzz off then. Buzz off, Drin.
No, I see what you're going. That's good. That's good.
How can I help? Just like, okay, now for the first trial to see who can join the fraternity, you must each go and make someone's day a little brighter.
That's a good video idea. Like a really positive, mentally healthy fraternity.